Hi everybody, this is the comic book cut, the amazing, spectacular, terrific, the great one, the people's champion, your host, the Hut, and welcome back to the comic book cut, and hopefully you like this video and hit that subscribe button. So we're going to talk about Superman in this video, and there's some very troubling things about this movie that's coming out. The reviews are coming out, and it doesn't seem like this is going to be a good movie. But James Gunn, the director, has been talking about the movie, and he's been confirming stuff that's been sort of rumored. It's not good. So this is from Nat Park Place. Headline: James Gunn confirms Superman's about politics, immigration, and decline of American kindness. Says screw them to jerks who get offended. Well, he's sort of like, he just sort of contradicted himself, didn't he? With mere days to release, and it comes out this week, folks, if you don't know. Director and DC Studios co-head James Gunn has finally said the quiet part out loud. Yes, the new Superman movie is all about politics. Well, that's great. It's perfect timing. Everybody's is fairly happy. There's no potential for nuclear war, but they got to bring up politics again and again and again and in your face. In a new interview, The Times of London, and of course he doesn't do this in an American publication, Gunn opened up about the themes at the heart of this DC Universe reboot. And he made abundantly clear that this version of the Man of Steel won't shy away from commentary. Now, he has said that, he said, I think he's saying this on purpose, that this movie is not the be-all, end-all. People want this to be the be-all, end-all, set up a lot of stuff, but he's saying it's not, which means he's not too confident in the movie, from what I can gather. Quote, Superman is the story of America, Gunn said. That's not what I thought. Though it should also be noted that Gunn and DC have taken extreme care to omit Superman's classic American way model from the film's promotion. This just makes no sense. They contradict themselves. Quote, he's an immigrant that came from other places and populated the country, but for me it is mostly a story that says basic human kindness is a value and something we have lost, Gunn said. The story of Superman is the story of Moses, a baby sent off to avoid being killed, trying to avoid a disaster. Obviously, we know the story of Moses escaped the Pharaoh because they were killing all the firstborn children, because there was the prophecy that firstborn was going to, destroy Egypt. And obviously, the story of Superman is he gets off the planet Krypton because the planet is going to destroy itself. It's going to blow up. It's not about America. It's about something much deeper and much more important, much more all-encompassing. This statement confirms what many fans have suspected and feared for months. Superman will serve as a cultural and political progressive parable, rather than a traditional action-driven escapist superhero film. While Gunn frames the movie's message as one of compassion, it's unmistakably wrapped in the language of modern political narratives, particularly on the topic of immigration and America's moral standing. Now, immigration has been placed on our country to destroy the country, particularly over the last 40 years. Okay? And it's been meant to destroy it from the inside out. This has all been pushed on by the globalists in Europe and all over the place. Don't doubt me. Superman politics front and center, the article goes. The decision to frame Clark Kent's journey as a metaphor for immigration isn't new, but Gunn's overt emphasis on it, especially in the current cultural climate, puts Superman squarely in the crosshairs of today's deeply divided political landscape. When asked about how audiences might react to the film's themes, Gunn didn't hold back, but again, he did not do this on an American publication. He did this in Europe. Quote, yes, it plays differently, but it's all about human kindness, he said. And obviously there will be jerks out there who are just not kind and will take it as offensive just because it is about kindness, but screw them. This guy's crazy. He completely contradicted himself. Let me read this again. It's all about human kindness, but screw them. Instead of saying that that's going to be their pen, so he's basically pissing off like half the audience, pretty much. And this is what they do. But Gunn's own admission, the film will explore morality, conflict and clashing values, particularly between Superman and Lois Lane. Well, Lois Lane is part of the deep state. She's a reporter. Yes, it's about politics, but on another level, it's about morality. Gunn continued, you never kill no matter what, which is what Superman believes. Or do you have some balance as Lois believes? It's really about their relationship and the way different opinions on basic moral beliefs can tear two people apart. I want to mention that one of the things that happened in the Man of Steel is that Superman killed Zod, broke his neck. Didn't think twice about it. It's a striking turn from the classically apolitical hero who once stood for truth, justice, and the American way. In fact, Gunn's comments suggest they feel more interested in questioning America's identity than celebrating it, prompting some longtime fans to wonder if this Superman even stands for anything distinctly American anymore. Well, he doesn't. He's a corporate message carrier. That's what he is. I would mention that in a few years, Superman, the comic book character, will be in the public domain. And once that happens, you're going to see great Superman stories. Gunn's remarks will likely add fuel to an already volatile debate around Superman and politics. Critics of recent superhero films have pointed to Hollywood's increasing tendency to inject overt political themes into beloved franchises, often at the expense of broad audience appeal. The DC brand already struggled for box office traction following recent flops like The Flash, with that goofball, Ezra Miller, and Blue Beetle. Some fans worry that Gunn's ideological framing might alienate more viewers than it attracts. Gunn appears unbothered by the possibility of backlash, but when early social media chatter already pointed to concerns about tone, message, and the deviation from the Superman mythos, it's unclear whether the director's defiance will translate into ticket sales. The film stars David Cornsweet, and he's not a sweet guy either, Superman, Rachel Brosnahan as Lois Lane, and Nicholas Hoult as Lex Luthor, alongside a large ensemble that includes Nathan Fillion as Green Lantern, that's the Guy Gardner Green Lantern, Isabella Merced as Hawkgirl. But despite the impressive cast, it may be Gunn's vision and his unapologetic commitment to making Superman a political statement that defines the movie's legacy. I mean, you got a pretty good cast, Whether that legacy was seen as bold reinvention or ideological overreach remains to be seen. The reviews aren't good. Some people are saying it's a really silly movie. I love the dog. I love Crypto. That's something new. But the weird thing about James Gunn movies is he doesn't, especially the superhero movies, he's got to have like 50 million different characters in it. So he has to have like all these characters interacting. Why you have Mr. Impossible in this movie? Why do you have Hawker in this movie? Why do you have Guy Gardner in this movie? It's just too many characters, for a Superman movie. Well, we're going to see how it is. We'll see how we're going to find out in a week, and hopefully it's good. But it doesn't sound good right now. But thank you for watching this video. Please subscribe to the Comic Book Hut. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you later.